Hello, in this video we're going to talk about applicant tracking systems and whether or not you should optimize your CV to get past the robots. Now, in an increasingly digital age, companies are always looking at ways of cutting costs, and recruitment is a major cost. So when robots are going to be scanning through CVs, the question is, should you optimize your CV to beat the robots? I would say that the answer to this question is both yes and no. Because when you think about applicant tracking systems, statistics show that 75% of CVs don't make it past that first stage. Yes, 75%. In saying that though, if your CV does make it past the robots, the human recruiter is going to be more difficult to impress. So you need to make sure that you get a balance right on your CV, for the applicant tracking system on one hand and for the recruiters as well. So how do you do that? Well, the first thing you should do is to make sure your CV is as tailored as possible to the job that you're applying for. This means you need to pay attention to the criteria for the job. Really look at the job advert, look at the job description, and make sure that the key criteria and the hot skills and the buzzwords used throughout that is in your CV in some shape or form. Now, the second thing you should always do on your CV is to keep it simple. Now, I don't mean boring, I mean simple, so make sure you use consistency in terms of your formatting and structure. Use the same bullet points throughout, keep them simple, and use a sans serif font like Arial or Trebuchet or Calibri, something that the robots will recognise. Also, I've noticed some people put important information into the headers or the footers. That's a big no-no. Applicant tracking systems can't always read that information, so don't put important information into those two sections. And finally, make sure you don't use too many graphics or boxes, because again, some systems can't read the information within those graphical boxes, so try and keep everything as simple as possible. Do you know what though? As a recruiter, I have scanned through hundreds of CVs and I've bored myself silly with some of them. Boring, conventional CVs that don't grab my attention. So I would say above all, focus on the content. Content is key here. Have powerful, results-orientated content with achievements and outcomes, but also don't be afraid to use a little bit of flair. Add a touch of colour here or there. Have lines separating different sections. Now, whilst applicant tracking systems might be fooled by cliches and keywords, recruiters certainly won't be. Most recruiters are extremely savvy when it comes to looking through CVs, so avoid cliches and unsubstantiated statements like "I'm a great team player" or "I have excellent communication skills." These things are on every CV and they are meaningless. Instead, focus on powerful, professional summary that provides evidence for why you meet the criteria for the job in question. Also, make sure that the professional header clearly outlines the job that you're applying for, your areas of expertise, and keep this to the top third of the page so that recruiters, when they're scanning through and they have 5-10 seconds to make a judgment, decide to put yours in a yes pile, not the no pile.